here to help me make sense of the Republican presidential nominees, or would-be nominees, the men that Newt Gingrich called the GOP pygmies. Now, Senator Harris, okay, are you there?
I was told that Laura, the police chief, has me put to the phone. I think she just doesn't appreciate my phone voice.
Oh, well, no, you're fine.
It just admitted everything you have to put everything on the line. It takes one's breath away to do so. That's my commitment to Jesus Christ and to the American people, to ourselves.
Okay, well, great. I'm glad you have a commitment to some people. I want to ask you about this Mitt Romney thing, because maybe you can help us with it. All right, here it is. In a speech, he said, "I saw my father march with Martin Luther King." He also went on to meet the press and reiterated essentially that same claim. Yesterday, Mitt Romney acknowledged that he never saw his father march with Martin Luther King, and it turns out that his father never marched with Martin Luther King, which is part of the reason, at least, why he never saw it. He went on to tell reporters in Iowa, "It's a figure of speech and very familiar. It's very common. And I saw my dad march with Martin Luther King. I did not see it with my own eyes, but I saw him in the sense of being aware of his participation in that great effort." So not only did he not see him march, his father never marched with Martin Luther King, but just marched in general for civil rights. And can you explain to me how someone gets away with that type of quote?
All I have to say is thank the Lord he didn't march with Martin Luther King. But Sam, if I had $1 for everybody who says they marched with Dr. King, why I'd have, a lot of dollars.
Well, I know, but my point is, how is it that the American public is supposed to believe this guy if he goes on and lies about it? And then it turns out that the Boston Globe reported yesterday that Mitt Romney went a step further in a 1978 interview with the Boston Herald, talking about the Mormon Church and racial discrimination. He said, quote, "My father and I marched with Martin Luther King through the streets of Detroit." That's a much more specific claim. That would be even that much more...
It's an expression, like, hang in there, baby. Thank God it's Friday. Don't go there. That's a little too much information. Go for it. Tempo.
Well, I understand.
It's an expression.
Which part of that is an expression? Which part of "my father and I marched with Martin Luther King"?
That one, haven't you seen? If I had a nickel for every t-shirt I saw on a young person that said "my father and I marched with Martin Luther King," well, I'd have 17 sacks full of nickels.
Well, I understand that, but he said...
17 sacks.
So wait, so what is that saying supposed to be?
Where's the beef? Right?
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
No, I understand.
That's an expression.
No, I
I'm
understand.
sure Mitt Romney said it at some point in a jocular way to appear at a white power retreat at some point. Where's the beef? I don't hear anyone getting upset about that.
All right, well...
I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
You can't believe you ate the whole thing. Yes, no, I remember that.
Where's that? I'm sure a young Mitt at some other type of white power summer camp must have said at some point after a potluck supper of some kind, "I can't believe that was one spicy meatball."
All right, so you're saying
I
that...
marched with Dr. King, and where's the beef?
Okay, so you're... All right, let me just get this straight. You're saying that when...
Thank God it's Friday.
When Mitt Romney said, "My father..."
My avocado's pork.
When Mitt Romney said...
Jesus is my co-pilot.
All right, well, maybe we should move on.
Who farted?
Who farted? All right, well, let me move on.
I have hoodies, rapture hoodies. Don't forget to say that for the young people. I have rapture hoodies with that on the front, and I marched with Dr. King in the back.
Oh, all right, well, there you have it. Now,
Who farted on the front?
what do you make of Rudy Giuliani the other day after apparently apparently new polls came out showing that he is dropping like a lead balloon in both national and in statewide polls, that he suffered so-called flu-like symptoms and had to turn his plane around, be put into a hospital overnight to I guess, address these flu-like symptoms. What should we garner from that?
I don't think anything. I think you're like a Don Quixote jousting with a windmill. Why don't you get off your high horse, Don Quixote? Maybe he went to the hospital for flu-like symptoms of the prostate. Who the heck are you?
Well, I'm just...
Who the heck are you, I said. Where's beef?
Where's the beef? All right, well, if anyone wants to ask a question of Miss Senator Katherine Harris, you can call in at 866-303-2270. I want to also ask about this. John McCain said yesterday...
From hell. That's a campaign from hell. See, there's an expression. Why don't you jump all over that?
Wait, well, I didn't... What are you saying? John McCain, I said.
I know, and I said there's a campaign from hell. It's another expression, like I marched with Dr. King and who farted.
Okay, well, John McCain said yesterday that he, quote, never done any favors for anybody, a lobbyist or special interest group. This was in the, I guess, anticipation of a big story that's supposedly going to come out in the New York Times any day now, involving his relationship with a female lobbyist or her clients. Does this suggest to you that perhaps there is something that Senator John McCain is hiding?
I wouldn't know, Sam, but I do know that after John McCain left the Hanoi Hilton, he had said that he had, in his mind, he would protect himself by thinking about Mitt Romney and his father marching with Dr. King, and it settled his mind.
But wait a second. When did John McCain get out of the Hanoi Hilton?
At some point after Mitt Romney and his dad, theoretically, which is just an expression, marched with Dr. King.
I see. All right. Well, I did not know. I was not aware of that historical fact, as it were.
You're too busy worrying about the flu-like symptoms in Rudy Giuliani's prostate area.
Well, let me ask you about the ascendancy of Mike Huckabee. What do you make of this? Here he is putting out an ad, a Christmas ad, with a huge cross essentially on his shoulder.
He's wonderful. And Raleigh, my good friend Raleigh, I call him Rollo, has been helping Mike Huckabee. He's a wonderful man, and he has a personal relationship with Jesus, and he knows, like any good conservative, that we have dominion over the pets and the animals and the dogs, and if one of our children wants to hang a dog or slit a dog's throat, God has given us dominion over the dogs and the Boy Scouts of America.
So you're saying, you're referring, of course, to the incident where Mike Huckabee's son basically gutted a dog, a stray dog.
No, that's just an expression.
That's just an expression.
Yeah, you've heard, no doubt heard the expression, Mike Huckabee's son slit the throat of a dog at Scout Camp. I have, Sam, if I had a hay penny for every bumper sticker that said, my son's on the honor roll at such and such school, and Mike Huckabee's son slit a dog's throat, well, I'd have just, I'm telling you, I might as well put it in my own antique bathtub. That's how many hay pennies I'd have.
Well, all right. Well, thank you for clearing all of this up, Senator Harris. Unfortunately, we're starting to run out of time here.
Well, you keep confusing expressions, popular expressions, pop culture expressions with politics so that you can confuse your listeners, because they don't understand what it's like to put everything they have, everything, on the line for their passion.
Katherine Harris, thank you for delineating all of this for us. We're going to take a break. The number's 866-303-2270.